Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today, 14th of February, Valentine's Day. So we're still in the range. We did bounce off the bottom, and as I said yesterday, I was not interested in long or short, although you probably should have favored the longs in hindsight because you are above the moving averages. Oscillators were absolutely nowhere, to be honest. They've only really just crossed over, pointing up now. We're now top of range. Do I want to be short? Definitely not, because that would be against the trend. So our trend is still up, and I mean a 5-year-old can draw that line. So that is an upward trend. It's a messy upward trend, but it is up nevertheless. So what does that mean for us? If you look at it on the 3-hour, we've got a crossover here, but we do have a bit of a collaboration of the oscillators to the upside. So I would expect us to have some kind of a pullback. However, this is a strong move yesterday. Very, very strong move yesterday. Look at that. So basically going nowhere until then, boom, boom, boom. And now we're just kind of coming back onto a little bit of structure, which when you look at it like that, I'm just going to put these two levels in because it's quite a big zone. Got to cross over the moving averages. So we've been going above and below the moving averages all week, so it's very possible that we would just drop below the moving averages again. But there's also the outside chance that it continues to the upside. And remember, from a weekly perspective, you've got a crossover, you've got a triangle, you've got a strong move up into a triangle. So the anticipated break is to the upside. So, when you look at it on the weekly charts, that's basically what's happening. But also, it is the weekly chart, so it could take another 2 or 3 weeks before that happens. So for us at the moment, what we're looking for is to see if we can anticipate if that break is actually going to happen to the upside, or whether there is another leg down to come test the bottom trend line of the triangle. So 15 minutes, we've got a big gap here. We are in an upward trend. No two ways about that. Didn't really get much in the way of structure apart from this one here. You can see, let me just draw that line in so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can see there's the tails there. There's more tails, so that's 4 tails. So we broke through it. It was probably a half decent area, and that was, what time was that? 10:15, so that was GMT. So that would have been, just stick to 10:15 GMT time. So that would have been sort of mid-morning in Europe, and that's when we got the first move up. Exhaustion bar, pin bars probably off more structure if you look to the left, pullback, and then this here was not much off much anyway. So anyway, reality here was there was probably a trade there. I wasn't bothered with yesterday at all. So no trades for me. But I am really keen to see what happens here. Oscillators easing off. We're going sideways after a strong move. This is my stop area right now. That's 34,132. And what I'm looking for is opportunity to buy. And if I just drop down to 5 minutes, you'll see every single one of these tails is going to offer potential support. So oscillators are grouped to the upside at the moment, not basically irrelevant right now. Wouldn't be watching that. I'd be watching the 15 minutes, looking for a pullback into structure for a move up. We're quite far from the moving averages, so it could be a sign that we are a little bit exhausted. But if you start coming to the 1 hour, you can also see we're very far from the moving averages. So could be a sign of exhaustion, or it could just be sideways into data. So the whole afternoon just go sideways, wait for the data this afternoon. Data's positive, and onwards and upwards we go. And this move here is based on what people already know. Obviously we don't know what they know, but there's always somebody that knows. So that's kind of my view at the moment. I'd really be watching this area here. If during the European session we get a strong move off here, it'd probably be worth a punt getting in, so you can just get your stop above entry and then let it run up until just before data, before taking the trade off, and then waiting for the data to the noise to settle, should I rather say, than the data to settle. Once the noise is settled, then you'll see what kind of direction we've got. But on the other hand, you could also just get a rejection here and a complete fast and rapid move back down to the bottom of the channel. So when I do that on the 8th hour, look at the noise. You know, all these levels that we've drawn in, and look at all these tails here. So there's definitely selling happening here. We are, if you look at it on the monthly, you can see it's all noise around this tail up here. But this is still, for me, a monthly flag break and a 1 bar retest of that flag break. So this is critical area. You know, we start getting through this noise that I've drawn, and ultimately this level here, we need to find support in the noise, and then we need to get above 34,286. That is going to trigger a stronger move to the upside. So that is my bias at the moment, but obviously I'm not just going to jump in. I will wait for structure, and at the moment the wise decision is wait, because this is still ranging, and you don't want to be jumping in long up here. You'd want to wait for a pullback onto structure, but on the lower time frames there could be a bit of structure here, so it's worth watching. Otherwise you're looking all the way down here at 33,900 for an opportunity to get some support. But anyway, that is kind of my view at the moment. After yesterday's strong move, I am anticipating a break to the upside, but we'll wait for confirmation of that before we're jumping in. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we will catch up with you tomorrow morning.